Insert actual Switch sound there. Welcome to Respawn Aim Fire, the Kick-Ass River Game Podcast from Affable. I'm one of your hosts, Adam. He's made out of electromagnets, Gumbert, and today we have with us Chad. What are you drinking over there? You big oaf.
Well, I normally would pop this during Cozy's first words because you've established that's the thing we do. But this is a Sprite Zero Sugar, just a regular Sprite, not a Sprite Chill. Sprite Zero Sugar. So I popped it and it is already flat.
Wow,
that's how fast
flat.
Sprite goes. Sprite goes flat.
It's like
no, it was fine. The very first sip,
drinks.
Great. Second sip it's fucking nasty.
Yeah. Avocados get brown before you even eat them. It's just wild. We also have with us Joel, something Chicago Campos. What's up, bud?
I'm allergic to avocados. You opening two drinks?
Well, Cozy's not here, so I couldn't play favorites. I had to do one for each of you, and then this is the one that's going to last long term. This is Sunkist Zero Sugar.
I'm drinking Diet Coke. Never fails. Gives you cancer.
Well, it's true. We're all going to get it eventually. You catch us live on twitch.tv/Affable. It's Monday evenings at 8:30. YouTube and podcast services Tuesdays at 9 a.m. Really quick, housekeeping. We decided that our barf game for April, we've decided, is the Outer Wilds.
Says who?
That's what it says here. I don't understand it. So we're playing Backlog. Backlog Accomplishment with Respawn and Friends. Basically, our backlog game for the month of April is Outer Worlds, the Obsidian one.
Outer Worlds.
Yes.
Outer Worlds. Yeah, you all voted over on patreon.com/respawnaimfire between some games that all have some kind of sequel coming out this year, right?
Yeah,
I
games
guess,
that have.
I guess We Does We Wind is in there too. So.
Well, they have a new game coming out this year as well. That
do
developer.
They really? Okay.
Yeah.
Also, Alto Balto, Age of Ultron, Oliver Twist. That developer is releasing up to 6-player online multiplayer later this spring. Finally, for We Does We Wind.
I'll believe it when I see it, Chad.
Yeah.
We've been talking about that since the Monster Hunter review. Also, Patreon subscribers can have early access to Rafter Dark Episode 3. Was this the one where Joel talked about his dream with drugs in it or something?
It was Dreams and Dream Homes.
Who hit the drugs? You'll never know unless you listen.
If you haven't listened to a Rafter Dark, if you are a person listening to this and you have not listened to a Rafter Dark, here's the best, I think, advertisement or testimonial. Matt from RI, Matt Vieira, was listening. He was binging all 3 Rafter Darks a week ago. And he laughed so hard, he almost dropped a barbell on himself and killed himself. That's how good these are.
That is wild. Sorry, Matt, that happened. But yeah, you guys check that out over on Patreon for just $1. So go over there and support and do that. But we're here for the main quest. The main thing we're talking about, it's the big buzz title that brought you into the video or the podcast. Switch 2, Nintendo Switch 2 had the big direct showing everything that was shown off. We have decided to break down the 9 biggest things, the 9 most important stories, the 9 biggest revelations from Nintendo Switch 2 and everything that's coming out. I've ordered these in order, I think, from most important to least important. So whoever has the first story, introduce it and talk about it a little bit, because I don't know who these are.
Woo! I'll do the first one here. So we all did the reacts. You all know what that was. You watched us do it. Every single person listening to this watched our live reacts to the thing. So we're not going to recap everything that was in the reacts, but instead, there's been just a ton of news that's come out in the last week, from the treehouses to all of this. And I think the one that is biggest in everyone's mind right now, and the biggest in the zeitgeist, is pricing. Here are some things that are kind of aggregated from across a bunch of different announcements. Switch in the US is going to be $49, $450. And the bundle with Mario Kart World, which is only available for a limited time, they said in the direct, is going to be $499. So that gets you Mario Kart World at a $30 discount, because part 2 Switch games are, so far, the high end is $80. Mario Kart World, if you buy that a la carte, digital or physical, because there were some misinformation going out, both versions are $80 for Mario Kart World. And then we just today got information from The Verge that says upgrade packs for Switch 2 edition games. So these are Switch 1 games, you can buy the Switch 2 version that might have just upgraded frame rate or graphics, or it might have extra content like Bowser Live TV or something like that from Mario Party. The upgrade packs for Zelda in particular, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, are $10 each. We don't have any other pricing for any other upgrade packs. And for Zelda, I believe those were largely just resolution and frame rate bumps and not extra, like actual content. So those games that have a little bit extra content, who knows how much those might be too. But price, yeah. Price is a big topic of conversation, and rightly so. Did any of this surprise any of you all? Did you see this coming? Did you think it was too high? You think it's too low for what we're getting?
I think it's like right where I kind of expected it to be. I thought it was going to be somewhere between $400 and $500, so I think that makes sense. $500 with Mario Kart's a steal, because honestly, if you're buying this thing at launch, you're getting Mario Kart regardless. The only person that probably wouldn't get the bundle deal is some sicko who just wants a full physical library, which is what I have for my original Switch, but I don't care enough to not save $30 on a game I know I'm going to play and keep forever, essentially, so... Yeah, I mean, I think the price is spot on for what I expected. But there was a lot of people that were surprised by it being $450 and $500.
Yeah, I'm with Joel. That the pricing for the actual device itself is not the thing I have an issue with. Again, if you look at Steam Decks, they start at $399 and go up to $550 for like the full big OLED model. And I'm sure, I mean, I could Google it, but I think the Legion Go and all that is comparable. I mean, those are beefier machines than the Switch 2, so they are a little more pricey. But I'm like, oh yes, for a handheld, we have comparable things with, between Steam and Lenovo and all these companies making these. So that makes sense. $450, I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right for a decently powerful handheld. The one for me, $80 games. Guys, everyone's like, oh, it's going to happen. Inflation, blah, blah, blah. We keep running their mouths. Makes sense, but I don't like it. That I don't have to like it just because it makes sense. $80 for games is like, oof. Let me tell you, I'm not going to be buying a bunch of games anymore. They're all going to be $80 a piece. So that is the one that I was shocked about, that they were just like straight up right here in the first day, like, yo, they're all going to be $80. Like, especially because Nintendo was cheaper last generation. Like, I remember Tears of the Kingdom being $70, being like one of the only games that was $70 for Switch, and now they're like, oh, now they're just all base $80, and I'm like, oof, oh boy, I don't know about that one. But the console makes sense. The games, I'm not happy about.
Well, we
To be
don't
fair,
know if
it's
they're
not-
all base 80.
Yeah, it's not all base.
Yeah.
It just,
We don't know if Switch
The ones you
Welcome
want are
Tour
gonna
is
be
$80.
yeah, like if a Smash Bros comes out, that's going to be $80. Like maybe this Donkey Kong game is $80.
Donkey is
but,
70. Donkey Kong is 70. They've already said that.
Okay. All right. Well, then there you go. That kind of shows you the baseline, which is surprising because I thought a big game like Donkey Kong would have been $80. So who knows, man? It's crazy times, man. I think this all but confirms that GTA 6 is going to be at least $100.
Oh, yeah.
I don't see any way of them releasing that game for less than $100 at this point. So, yeah.
I think this is I think you're both are right. If you compare handhelds, this is a very, like, falls right in line with what you can expect. I think it's interesting when you compare it to home consoles. Like, it is more expensive than a PlayStation 5 Slim. It is more expensive than an Xbox Series S, and in many ways it is not comparable to those. But this has the benefit of, like, bring it anywhere with you, dock it, removable controllers, all that kind of shit. So yeah, it's kind of weird that it's in its own unprecedented space. I mean, even you could dock like the Steam Deck in docked mode, but that's still not the same type of experience. But yeah, it is definitely it's a deterrent for a lot of people. It is no longer the thing where, like, oh, we've got kids at home and let's buy 2 Switches, one for each kid. This is like, all right, you all will get maybe 1 Switch this Christmas or next if you're good, and you better not fucking break that thing or you're not getting another one.
Yeah, there's definitely no more like Susie and Alan. I don't know those are the names of those children are getting one for Christmas. It's like, yeah, you guys maybe can get one to share because I'm not. I mean, I guess unless your dad's Mr. Moneybags Johnson. I don't know the names of this family. Yeah, that's going to be a tough buy for your general audience. Of course, your hardcore people are going to do it because they'll do whatever because they're hardcore fans. But your general 150 console sold audience is probably going to look at that and be like, I don't know about that, Susie.
Yeah. I'm curious about the upgrade packs, though. This is another area where it's like kind of unprecedented, or maybe we do see some precedent, like with Death Stranding, where like you could get the extra add-on and it comes with extra content, that kind of thing. Like we saw PS4 to PS5 generation upgrades. All right, $10 is pretty standard, but then like Super Mario
Last of
World,
Us.
3D World, like Bowser's
Sure,
Fury
how-
is, I think, kind of the analog for something like the Super Mario Party plus Bowser live TV, whatever it might be, or the Kirby game that comes with extra levels and shit like that. And it's the fact that we don't know what those upgrade packs are. I'm like, what is that? Is that $20? Is that $30? But then at the same time, thinking like, is it worth 20 or $30? At the same time, then you think about, well, Mario 3D World on Switch was, you just paid a full ass price for that game. Like you didn't get the option to upgrade if you bought the Wii U digital version. No, you just paid for a brand new Switch game. So it's like, in some ways, this is better. But I think it's just the unknown of all of it right now is just a little frightening, considering Switch is, or Nintendo's not afraid to, sounds like, charge a premium for some of this stuff.
Yeah, it's
Right.
definitely a step in the right direction though, because like PlayStation and Xbox have been doing it right for years now, where you can get all your PS4 games and play them on your PS5 if you own them digitally, and then yeah, like you said, you could pay $10 for like The Last of Us 2 and get the upgraded enhanced PS5 edition of the game, and then it also has extra game modes as well. But it sounds like Nintendo's route is going to be, if you want that enhanced version that also comes with content, you're paying more than $10, which honestly makes sense, I guess, in a way, because it's like if they put time and effort into extra content, they should probably be paid for it. But yeah, who knows?
Yeah, we don't know. That's my main issue. I mean, they're probably not telling you for a reason because they're going to figure it out
Yeah.
whenever they want to tell you. But yeah.
Speaking
All right,
of price
what's the
and
next
not
one? I don't know
knowing,
whose this is. Yeah.
Yeah.
this is
So
Joel. Joel, while you do this, I'm going to drop out of the call and rejoin from Firefox. I'll be RB.
okay. So they announced the price $449, $499 with Mario Kart World, and then they also said pre-orders are going to go live April 9th, which would be 2 days from recording this, a week from when they announced, the price and, kind of went all in on the Nintendo Switch 2 news. But then that same day, Trump imposed tariffs, which have affected the whole U.S. economy at the very least, in drastic ways. And then I think it was like 2 days, I think it was Friday, 2 days after they announced all the Switch info, they pretty much just came out and they confirmed to somebody, I think it was Timur Hussein, who first posted it on Twitter, saying that Nintendo has confirmed that, they are delaying the pre-order date for the Nintendo Switch 2 based off of Trump's tariffs. But then there was a lot of back and forth online of people like, what's your source? Like, he never really posted a source. He just said, yeah, they confirmed that. And they're like, okay, but where did they confirm that? But obviously over the weekend it has come out more and more that, yeah, this is true. They are delaying the pre-order date for the Nintendo Switch 2, but they are not saying at this time when that pre-order will be. So I assume we're at least a week away, because I don't think that they would just say like, oh, it's going to happen tomorrow. You know what I mean? They're definitely going to want to give at least a week in advance notice, if not 5 days or something, just so that people are, at the ready to pre-order this thing. But yeah, it's completely fucked. This whole situation, like they announced the price, and now the fact that pre-orders aren't going live yet means they could potentially raise the price because of these tariffs. You know what I mean? I don't think they would take pre-orders right now if they knew that price was going to stay in June 2nd, right? Is it really June 5th?
5th.
June 5th.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Like, what do you guys think of this whole situation? It's like insanely unprecedented, right? Like, I don't think anything like this has ever happened in the video game industry, at least not that I know of. At least for a console, maybe for a game, I don't know. Game delays happen all the time, so it's hard to tell what reason games have been delayed for. I highly doubt it's tariffs, but yeah, a console being delayed over tariffs like this is crazy. It also makes you wonder, if these tariffs took effect 1 day earlier, do you think Nintendo even tells us the price of the Switch when they reveal it? Because I think when they went through that whole presentation, they didn't say the price of the Switch.
And then it was just afterwards.
It was like
Yeah.
tacked on at the end of the thing, like a separate almost video that they added announcing the price. So yeah, I feel like had these tariffs taken place the day before, I think that Nintendo Direct would have been very different last Wednesday, to the point to where maybe they pivot and only talk about games coming to Switch and don't announce a date or price or anything. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts on the whole tariff situation affecting, I guess, the Nintendo Switch 2 launch and potentially anything else coming later this year?
I mean, we'll have to see. Again, I'm not a economist. Economist? Is that what they call it? I don't know. It just seems like obviously everyone, the entire world economy is like, yo, these tariffs are looking like really bad. But also it's that thing of like, do they stick? How long are they actually around for? Do they get reversed by Congress? Do they, he makes a deal and he says he's a hero because he stopped it. Because apparently, like, he was already talking to Vietnam, which is where they were making the Switch 2s. That's when the tariffs in Vietnam were higher than even in China or something. Again, the global economy is a confusing, interesting thing. I think that Switch was like, we're going to hold off on pre-orders in the US because we don't know what the prices in the US are going to be. Hopefully this goes away and we can keep it $450. If this drags out long enough where we don't have a choice and we're about to launch the thing, maybe they raise the price by $100. I think it's a very much wait and see what actually happens, because the money, it's like a real difference if it sticks around or if it actually affects these things long term. But again, economists will be like, people are freaking out. Some people say it won't last that long. I don't know. Again, I'm not an economist, so I couldn't tell you. But I think they're waiting to the last moment. And if it's just in one territory, oh well, like, we're not going to give you a price because we don't know a price until we are actually almost ready to launch. So you're just going to have to wait.
I mean, they did give a price. It's just now the fact that they're not taking pre-orders, they're pretty much telling us we don't know what the price is going to be when this launches. But the fact that they also said this is for sure launching June 5th, regardless of what happens, is kind of crazy, right? Because it could have... I mean, it's Nintendo. It's not really going to affect them at launch. This thing's going to sell out regardless of what the price is, right? Like, I think that some analysts have been saying that it could go up to upwards of 40% in price, which is just insane. Like, could you imagine paying $650 for this thing? That's crazy.
Oh, no, I wouldn't.
No, nobody would.
That's crazy. You say nobody, Adam, but I guarantee
you're right.
this
The
sells
hardcore
out.
people would. 80% of the United States would be like, fuck no, I'm not paying $600 for a Switch.
Completely agree.
Nintendo definitely does not ever... I don't know if this is like a blanket. They have never, but they very, very rarely at the most have ever sold hardware at a loss. It's something that is common to do for a lot of other console manufacturers, and they just make up the money based on video game sales. But this is one where, like, they've probably done a lot of R&D calculations and figured out this is the price that they need to sell to not come out at a loss. And then if they were to, then who knows what it is today? I think it's something like 50% tariffs on anything coming out of China and X number percent out of Vietnam or whatever it is. If they find out that, we're actually taking several $100s perhaps loss on this console, then yeah, they're not going to sell it at that price. And if we get close, they will absolutely change the pre-order price. It'll come out June 5th, no matter what. Whether it's $449 or whether it's $650 or whether it's $1,000, it'll come out June 5th. And I think whenever this volatile piece of shit in the White House, goes back on his tariffs promise, or Congress, says actually those are illegal and we have to reverse them, or whatever deal, whatever the thing ends up coming out of this, I think we're going to end up, if you paid a higher than normal price and then tariffs go away, we'll probably, rather than getting a refund, you'll probably get some kind of like the 3DS ambassador program where, like, hey, you get a couple of games for free that we aren't ever going to release to anyone else. Like, that's how you got a few GBA games on 3DS.
Saw we sold it to you too high. Here, take this bullshit for free.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, this is so unprecedented. Like, what if they did just say, hey, this isn't launching June 5th in the US because we don't feel comfortable with the pricing and the tariff situation. We're just going to straight up delay the console in the US only. Like, that would be insane.
I don't think they would do that just because of all of the game developers and publishers they'd be fucking over by, like, hey, our game is no longer available and we're relying on that income and it has to be this quarter, or we were planning for that to happen in this fiscal year and now it's like, it's a big question mark for us. So I think it's a lot more than just Nintendo's financial bottom line that's riding on this console launching.
Yeah. Also, Nintendo's not the bad guy. They're like, hey, we wanted to do it for that, but it's not our fault. Your government did it. It's 700. Sorry. That's on you.
Exactly. And on Nintendo's end, they could just be like, look, we're releasing it everywhere that makes financial sense for us. Just we cannot release it in the US because...
Oh, no, they were releasing the US for that much money, and then if the people who wanted to buy it will buy it, and then they'll be like, it's not our fault, it's that expensive. There's no way that they don't release it because of tariffs. They're like, you're going to pay for the... That's how tariffs work. The people buying shit will be the ones who pay for it, not the companies who are being...
I love videos of people just not understanding how tariffs work and being super pro-Trump at rallies and stuff, and then they're just like, who do you think is paying for that? And they're like, oh, well, China's paying for it. It's like, no, you fucking idiot.
There's also the possibility, like this could be a long shot, but this might be the case. There have been like rumors for a while that Nintendo was going to launch this console 6 months before it actually is, or even 8 months maybe, but that they purposely have delayed it to make sure they have enough stock to meet demand. It is possible that maybe they've stockpiled enough of these things already in the US that they don't have to pay tariffs on import because they're already here. And so the first ones that they sell at launch might not have any effect on the price because they don't have to actually import them because they might already be just stockpiled here waiting for release.
Now, if that's true,
that's possible.
Where can we pull a heist? You know what I'm saying? Where's the warehouse at? We'll find it. Yeah, very good. But anyways, next object, again, not me. Who wants to talk about this next point? Number 3 of 9.
C-button in game chat. We found out during the presentation that C-button stands for game chat. C is for game. And this is a thing that brings up a very Discord-like looking UI for chatting with your friends, having video chats, sharing your streams, and all of that kind of stuff. And we have learned also that everything that is associated with that button requires a Nintendo Switch Online membership. Meaning, yeah, there's a whole pay-to-play button on your Nintendo Switch controller that you cannot use unless you pay for it. So yeah, C button is a paid-only feature.
It's interesting for me. Well, go ahead and do your point about whatever you're going to say.
Now, to its credit, like what it's doing is impressive. What it's doing is impressive. Being able to, everyone's like, oh yeah, voice chat, that's baked into every console. Like it's baked into Discord. We already do that. But the fact that you are also screen sharing with up to 4 people at once and viewing all of their streams in real time and having like your integrated face with the really shitty masks and low resolution and low frame rate, but still like having those features there is technically actually like impressive. And even Discord, if we wanted to share our screen, you can only do one at a time or something like that. And it's only like low resolution versions of it. So like, and even like PlayStation SharePlay, being able to like share a stream with somebody, you're only able to do one of those at a time, let alone 4 of these. So like, I understand that it probably takes a lot to run this kind of thing, whether it's servers and online connectivity, and I'm sure they are dog shit at figuring out how to do it, so they're probably having to pay a lot more people to figure it out than they could have. So, like, I get it that this has to be part of a paid membership, but it's just, like, really funny that they have a whole button dedicated to it that is literally useless without that membership.
Yeah, it being a paid thing, I think, is pretty wild, but just the fact that there is a party chat button on the controller baked in is pretty wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing that is crazy to me is how bad it looks, right? Like we were talking on the stream is like how low quality those bottom 4 video feeds look. Like it looks like it's like 10 frames a second. And I think the point that Adam made is that, yeah, and if you think about it, they're all playing in a very controlled environment, right? Like these people are all probably on their own gigabit internet streams.
Yeah,
streaming this to each other, and it still looks that bad on this kind of like the way that they're introducing this. So I can't imagine what this is going to look like when little Tommy gets in Minecraft with his buddies after
he's tethered to mom's hotspot in the car. And
yeah, well, I mean, not that, but still, like when his parents, only pay for 100 megabyte internet because that's what they can afford. But little Tommy wants to play Minecraft with his bros. And he wants to see their faces, their big, beautiful faces, and what they're doing. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see a practical use for this personally. Like, I could never. I mean, like, I've played a lot of like Xbox with friends who are playing different games and stuff. And not one time have I wanted my screen like taken up 50% of it, 30% of it with just what they're playing, like I don't care enough. Right. Like, whereas if Chad was playing something and I was playing something else, and Chad's like, oh my God, this game does this crazy thing, I could be like, hey, show me. And then you could literally screen share with me on PlayStation. I think that's a better use case for it than just always showing it on my screen, especially like all these videos we're seeing of them playing. Most of the time they're all playing different games. And it's like, I don't need to see their games. Like, I get the video chat thing is pretty cool though. I do enjoy that. I think that's a cool feature that people use. I mean, I think the Kind of Funny guys put it pretty well in saying like it seems like a feature that they thought about during COVID, like in 2020, and then is just now making its way to a console. Because like if you were playing Animal Crossing in the height of COVID and you had voice chat with 4 other friends, that would have been pretty fucking awesome. Because
it's almost
of how
like
much
that's
time
when Discord got big.
Yeah, almost.
They also said that they've been working on Switch 2 since 2019. So like this 100% could have been from the ground, like not the ground up, but like very early in development. They're like, oh yeah, COVID's here. This should be something we have baked in to our console experience.
Very cool. I mean, since it's not in the rest of this, Joel, how do you feel about that camera? I know you're so excited about it.
I like the Piranha Plant camera.
Oh yeah, Piranha Plant camera.
Like the camera that they actually show is really lame. It's just a little hockey puck on a stick. It's like, who wants that on their entertainment console? Whereas like the Piranha Plant camera, at least that thing gives you a little flair, right?
True. I like.
I won't buy any of them. If anything, I'll plug my camera into it just to test it one time.
Oh yeah, any USB-C camera works, and which I already have, so we would be absolutely fine.
The thing I like about the Piranha Plant camera is that you can put it in its little plant pot or tunnel while it's standing on the entertainment center, and then you can also unplug it from that. And the stem of the Piranha Plant is a USB-C, so you put it in the top of your system on the go, and it's like having a little Game Boy camera or Vita camera or something like that directly on top of your console.
Yeah, I'm sharing it on my screen
snazzy.
here.
I like that. All right, gonna move on.
I wonder.
Oh, what?
Oh, sorry, I went to the wrong thing. But I was gonna say, I wonder if Nintendo's gonna make an app that lets you take pictures. That way, you can walk around with your Switch and have this camera plugged in on the top of it, and you got a Game Boy camera right there.
Oh my God!
There's an idea.
I don't know.
Don't give them ideas, Joel. They'll do it.
Does the actual like Nintendo? This is the Piranha Plant's a third party. I think Hori's making it or something like that. But do you think the actual Nintendo first party one also has the ability to like detach from the stand and plug directly into the Switch?
I don't know, but it would be really fucking funny if they saw the Piranha Plant one get announced by Hori. I'm sure Ori is like.
I mean, it's officially licensed. I'm sure.
Yeah, but like I'm sure as soon as they saw that design, they were like, "Fuck, we made all these fucking cameras already. We can't go back now."
Yeah.
Too funny. All right. Number 4 on the top 9 things you need to know about Nintendo Switch 2. We're talking about some Duskblood. It's just, listen, because during the live reacts, I was like, cool, this game looks interesting. Is this Castlevania? Some people were saying Bloodborne 2. I'm like, that's Sony owns that. There's no way it's Bloodborne. But very similar ideas. Then From Software comes up on the screen. It's like, oh, cool. Watch the trailer. Interesting thing. There's the frog with human teeth and big titties that we enjoyed.
Big old titties.
And then we were talking, I was like, okay, this game's cool. I'm
definitely legs with a T-Rex top.
Yeah, that great. And I was like, this game looks cool. I cannot wait to play it anywhere but Switch. And then at the end, they say Duskblood is exclusive for Switch 2. And I was like, well, that's a From Software game I will not play legally. But we do have some more details about Duskblood now that what's his name? What is the man's name?
Miyazaki.
Miyazaki had an interview and had some stuff. So, anyways, From Software has announced Duskblood's a new game coming exclusively to Nintendo Switch. The game is a PvPvE title with multiplayer at its core. 8 players vie for supremacy among themselves and against challenging foes. So it's the second From Software game that has sort of a multiplayer focus. Nintendo posted a 3-part interview series with Miyazaki going over what Duskbloods is. Miyazaki said the Duskbloods refers to the Bloodsworn themselves. The Bloodsworn, the characters that you control, are people who have achieved superhuman abilities through special blood, similar to vampires. So yes, you are playing a vampire in this From Software game. In a manner that sounds similar to the upcoming Elden Ring Night Rain, players can choose from over a dozen characters. Each character can be customized, and you'll swap between these options in a main hub area. Key component is the PvPvE setup. Online matches support up to 8 players vying for a win. Miyazaki said online matches are generally last player standing, but there are certain cases where victory conditions differ. He gave the example of players being tasked with teaming up to take down a powerful boss or other special circumstances. So yeah, it's a 8-player. Sometimes you fight each other, sometimes you fight the bosses in this weird vampire world. Exclusive for Nintendo Switch. Sounds interesting. Thank God Night Rain is on everything, because I'll just play that instead.
Yeah. Although, note about Night Rain, it does not have crossplay. So keep that in mind.
Interesting. Cool.
Do you think that Miyazaki, while they were just sitting in a room and he's like, all right, what's the next thing? Let's make it PvPvE. Make it what? PvPvE. Can you write that on the board? And then you see the V's look like little vampire teeth chomping down in the middle of the word. He's like, oh, I got it. We're doing a vampire game. You think that's how it happened?
Vampires with guns and jetpacks. Love it.
PvPvE, Worm, Dracula.
Yeah, I did think it's Castlevania. But I think that's probably one of, personally, my favorite game shown off, just because I like From Software. But yeah, interesting. Yeah, I will not be able to play it legally, but we'll see what happens on the old PC when this game launches next year. We'll see what it looks like.
That's right. Yeah, and this game is technically coming in 2026 as well. I think this might have been the only thing they showed that wasn't coming this year, maybe?
Maybe so. I mean, they showed Hollow Knight, so that's...
Hollow Knight did have a 2025 tag on it.
It said 25. We've been saying that for a while.
The fact that was in a sizzle reel, too, is just... It's so funny.
Yeah.
3 seconds. Disrespectful. But next up... GameCube.
Yeah, so everybody's been wanting it forever, asking for it for the Nintendo GameCube game collection, I guess you could say. Obviously, it's not the whole thing, but to come to the Nintendo Classics section of Nintendo Switch Online, and they did. They finally announced it, coming to Nintendo Switch 2 at launch. Some of the games coming at launch. Hold on, I have a list here. Include Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, F-Zero GX, Soul Calibur 2, Super Mario Sunshine, Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, Pokemon XD, Gale of Darkness, Super Mario Strikers, Luigi's Mansion, Pokemon Coliseum, and Chibi Robo. So yeah, it's finally happening. They're bringing Nintendo GameCube games, probably drip feeding them to you over the next 8 years of the Nintendo Switch 2 life cycle. I love this and I hate it at the same time. Like, I love it because I love GameCube games. I hate it because, like I said, the drip feeding of games to this it's a struggle. We could go like 6 months without hearing about a game, and then they'll just be like, "Oh yeah, here's Luigi's Mansion 2." It's like, fuck, that's not a game I want to play. Like, give me something I actually want to play. So yeah. This is Switch 2 exclusive, right? Like, this is not coming to Switch 1 as well?
Switch 2 exclusive if you buy the expansion pack version of the online membership.
And that's the other weird thing is, why can't the Switch 1 run this? Because aren't most of these games just streamed anyway?
No, they are downloaded locally. Like, if you downloaded the app for each of the systems. Well, I have not played the expansion pack one of the N64, but the way that the SNES and the NES version is, you basically have an app that has all the games loaded onto it, and that way you can play on a plane or something like that. Okay, so I wonder if this is going to work differently then, because I imagine these games are bigger in file size, and I don't want to have to download, this. If I download this app, I don't want it to download 8 gigs worth of games if I just want to play one. You know what I mean? It's possible that maybe you can download the individual game to play it. Well, Zelda Wind Waker is 1.3 gigabytes, according to thegamer.com. And the Switch has an internal hard drive. Switch 2 has an internal hard drive of 256. So it might not be different. Yeah, but if this game library gets like 50 games in it, that's going to be pretty substantial to have to download all of them. Yeah. So who knows? But say, hey, well, I delete this if you don't want to play. But I do wish a couple of things. One, I like this because GameCube was one of those, like, that was the first generation where that was the Xbox. I got an Xbox that generation. I didn't have a GameCube, so I missed so many of these. GameCube was my first console. Like, not like first console. It was my first console that was my console. Like, it was only mine, not my siblings. That was mine. I got that for my birthday. Yeah, I missed out on a ton of this. The only GameCube stuff I played was when we got GameCube backwards compatibility on the Wii. And I played, Metroid Prime, Metroid Prime 2, and I played, fuck, that might have been it. But I'm excited for this because there's a ton of stuff on there that I haven't played that I really want to play. But I just wish it was fucking standalone. I wish I could buy Zelda Wind Waker by itself. I wish I could buy fucking Soul Calibur 2 by itself. I don't want to have to subscribe to this online membership for X number of. I think you can only buy this one in a year version. Like the expansion pack version only comes in a year. You can't buy it month to month. So I want that. But then I also think this is really great because they're like Nintendo GameCube games, like there are a ton of them that are just not like it's not a console that got a lot of remasters or a lot of re-releases. So there are games like Skies of Arcadia is an RPG that I watched my brother play on Dreamcast that had a port on GameCube, and that game does not exist digitally. And I am so hopeful that this is something that now is just like super easy to play on my Switch 2 if I pay for this dumb online membership. But so yeah, I have mixed feelings on this. I do fucking want this controller though. If anybody out there, by the way, you could only buy the controller. Well, the first people to buy the controller will be the people who pre-ordered the console through Nintendo, which you can only do by expressing interest on their website. And you get preferential treatment if you're someone who has had an online membership for like 6 months or something like that and over 50 hours of gameplay of something, which is not me because I don't have an online membership because I think it's booty because I never play my Switch right now. So if somebody out there meets all of that criteria and you're waiting until, well, they announced May 9th or something like that, but who knows what actual date Nintendo will open up its own pre-orders now, and you don't want your GameCube controller, hit me up. I will buy that GameCube controller off of you if you order it with your Switch and then send it to me. And I will pay for shipping, and I will buy you escort of the night as thank you.
Very cool. Next up, we got some tech specs, so we know what we're working with here. So the Nintendo Switch 2 features a 7.9-inch wide-color Gambit LCD screen that's capable of doing 1080p. This is on the actual physical handheld itself. Supports HDR10 and variable refresh rate up to 120 hertz, which means 120 FPS if the game will allow that kind of frame rate. Also confirmed that slotting the Switch 2 to its new dock will allow games to be played in 4K at 60 FPS or 1080p/1440p at 120 FPS. And a blog post, NVIDIA confirmed what IGN had reported earlier in that day, that the GPU enables AI upscaling via DLSS and ray tracing. So basically, there's an NVIDIA card in it that has DLSS and ray tracing. There's a little more detail on the GPU. It just said they made a custom NVIDIA processor that can, do DLSS and ray tracing. So it was nice to get the full specs. We kind of got some of it during the presentation. Some of the NVIDIA stuff was afterwards, but 1080p handheld, HDR and 120 hertz, up to 120 hertz, I think is pretty good for a handheld. And then 4K 60 on the TV. So we got the specs. There you go. There's your numbers. Enjoy that.
I think it's impressive that we get those types of numbers, especially in HDR and with variable refresh rate as well. I think that's impressive to have, and not something that I would have taken for granted or expected necessarily on a Nintendo console. What I'm worried about is that I guess I'm not as worried. So NVIDIA is, the people making all of this possible on the Switch, which gives me hope because that way developers, if they figure out DLSS on PC, then it should theoretically be pretty easy to make that happen on Switch, and they don't have to learn, like PSSR, they don't have to learn a brand new system of upscaling to make it port to another console. What I am a little bit hesitant about this new system is this chip that they're putting in it right now, coming from NVIDIA, already looks like it might not be able to keep up with this generation of games, and it's not even out yet. Like, for instance, the Duskbloods game that came out looks worse than I think some versions of even Dark Souls 1 looked on PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 3 or whatever that came out. And so Duskbloods doesn't look great. Sure, it might run fast, but it's and it might run at 4K, but what it's able to pull off technically and visually is not super impressive. And so I'm worried that this chip is not powerful enough to even, like, there are rumors that Monster Hunter Monster Hunter Wilds
Wilds is the new
is
one,
not
yeah.
coming to Switch 2 because it can't run it.
Wouldn't be shocked.
I
Doesn't
believe
work.
it.
It doesn't run on Steam Deck, so it's definitely not
believe
running
it.
on Switch too.
So I think we might be in this situation where the Switch 2 is like a viable thing for third parties for a couple years max, and then it's right back into either not getting third party games anymore or being dog shit at running them, and it's
Or-
gonna be like the Mortal Kombat situation all over again, where this is the worst version by far. It's laughable.
Or it's going to be like, here's a code, you can stream the game online. You have to have a good internet connection to stream it.
The cloud version. Yeah,
But I mean, also think about how many games during that reveal had like Elden Ring Tarnished Edition. Like basically like, hey, this is that game, but it's worse. This is probably the worst way to
Right.
play it.
right.
I think Cyberpunk had another like sub name to it.
Yeah. And Cyberpunk, we've also learned their performance mode of that game will run at 40 frames a second. Like, it's not even getting up to 60. And so if this is already struggling to run, what is Cyberpunk, 3 years old now?
5 years old.
No.
2020.
Are you fucking
It's 2020,
serious?
yeah. But that game was also it didn't really run great on PS4 either, so it's
Yeah,
not.
I mean, yeah, probably 3 years since you would want to have played the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's the thing, Chad, is that it's the thing where it seems like it's going to allow more third-party support. But like you said, give it enough time, and it's going to be the same situation with Nintendo, where it's like Nintendo games were great because they're great at working with their own hardware, but you're not
Towards
going
the end of the Switch life cycle, they weren't great. I mean, look at, even Zelda Breath of the Wild, you run into some place that has a lot of grass and it stutters. But
Yeah.
the Princess Peach game, the fucking the Zelda Link's Awakening remake, like those games struggled towards the end of the Switch life cycle, and those were Nintendo first party.
Yeah, that'll be the same thing. But again, the trade-off is that, it's handheld though. So it's okay if it runs at 720 or 1080 because it's handheld. That's what a lot of people say. Me personally, that's not enough. I'm like, I don't use handheld enough to give up the power to, be able to have it handheld. But that's what a lot of the arguments will be. But yeah, I mean, the fact so that EA was like, okay, we're going to do Madden, we're going to do EA Sports FC. We're bringing that back to Switch. It was like, okay, cool, EA supporting it. No mention of college football, which I only bring up because college football is not on PS4 and Xbox One. That game is only on PS5 and Series, which probably tells you it couldn't run on the Switch 2 because it only runs on current gen hardware, and they don't have a lower version of college football to make, so the college football will not be on Switch 2.
I also love that they didn't announce like a year of the game. It's like, yeah, NBA 2K is coming. What year? Is it going to be this year's game, next year's game, in 3 years? Who the fuck knows?
Yeah, who knows? Again, it's the thing where this is a product, I think, for general. I'm not trying to carry water, but it's a product for more general audience and the hardcore Nintendo fans. Where again, like where Susie and Timothy's mom and dad probably don't care about getting it, a Legion Go that actually has the power to run, a new game at 100 frames. Like, they don't care about that. They're like, is Timmy and Susie happy with this? Again, Timmy and Susie are going to get the shittiest version of every game that comes out for the next 7 years. But like, that's on Timmy and Susie's stupid ass parents. Next up, Hall Effect.
Hall Effect, yeah. So there was a lot of, Nintendo Joy-Con stick drift. Stick drift is not exclusive to Joy-Cons. It is something that I've even gotten it on a PS5 controller that I had to send in, and a DualSense Edge that I had to swap the thumbstick on. But it was like a huge problem on Joy-Cons. And so much so that like Nintendo had a quality program for it. But there was no mention of whether or not it was a Hall Effect joystick, which is a new version of joystick that was designed that has, doesn't get stick drift. And Nintendo did not mention anything about having Hall Effect joysticks at the thing. And then Nintendo of America confirmed that the one in the Switch 2 is not a Hall Effect joystick, but that they have redesigned it to feel better and be more reliable, which doesn't give me a lot of hope. Especially knowing that like the Joy-Cons are not cheap. I mean, the base Joy-Cons on Switch were $80, I think, and they're $90 on Switch 2. And if stick drift is as prevalent as it was on there, like that's something that you've had plenty of time to R&D, and there is a solution out there. And whether it's you didn't want to license a Hall Effect joystick, if that's the thing that's the problem, or that you didn't want to R&D your own solution, I think if it ends up being a problem this generation, I'm going to put my foot down. I'm never buying a Nintendo console again. That's a lie.
Ooh, yeah. Say you're still gonna buy it
But I'll be
regardless.
real mad about it. And I
I'll
won't
tell
be
them
mad
not
about
to.
it on social media because I don't have Twitter anymore. So, like, I'll be mad about it to my dog.
You can skeet about it if you.
I could skeet about it.
Good skeet.
I haven't checked Blue Skeet in weeks either.
Get
Actually,
on there,
I check
it's
it the
great.
other day, and I had a message from Cozy. He's like, my phone's not working in Japan, but here's something. And I was like, oh fuck, sorry, I saw this like 2 weeks late.
So funny. All right. Next up, battery life. I don't remember. This was me. I was like, who the hell wrote this in here? I did. Nintendo specs for the console say the Switch 2's battery life ranges between 2 and 6.5 hours. Noting these are rough estimates, the battery life will depend on the games you play. By comparison, Nintendo's official stated battery life for the original Switch is 4.5 to 9 hours, while the Switch Lite is 3 to 7. And that is smaller hours, but again, if you are playing Jedi, Survivor on your Steam Deck, it's also about 2.5 hours. So it's, depending on the game, it's comparable to what's already out there. So not a huge deal, but just so people know, it takes more power to run more intensive games, which means your battery lasts less. So just a big heads up
It's
there.
true. Just a slight correction. What they call the original Switch in here is actually just the newer version of the Switch. The 2017 one, the quoted battery life was 2.5 to 6.5 hours.
So we're
This is
back
actually
to it.
very comparable to what launch Switch 1 was in terms of battery life.
Very cool. And next, but not least, we actually have 10. I said only the 9 biggest things.
No,
It's
this is
actually 10.
9.
Whoa!
No,
Is
this
it
is
9?
9. Yeah,
Did I
you
not
just
count
didn't,
right?
Yeah, you just didn't put it in there.
Okay, yeah,
So I
whatever.
added it.
Okay, Joel,
All right,
give us our 9th and most impressive thing from the Nintendo
Most
Switch 2 Direct.
impressive. Mouse controls. Yeah, the rumors were true. You can use the Joy-Con as mouse, and it looks like it is insanely awkward to hold and control with just the Joy-Con. Pretty much you could turn it on its side and move it around like a mouse and click on it like a mouse. Now, I assume this is all just motion sensing, right? Like, the Joy-Con can probably detect, like, okay, you have it in this orientation and you're moving it around, hence mouse controls.
Right.
And I feel
It's
like
probably also proximity. Like if it detects, like it has the IR sensor on the inside of the Joy-Con that's like reading the surface below it. It probably is like, oh, I can see that we are up against a surface that is
flat surface, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I could see like that being an issue for some games because like I know people who previewed the Switch 2 last week said that in Metroid Prime 4, you can go from using it as a mouse and just picking it up and then playing with the stick like seamlessly. You don't have to go in the settings or anything. So it makes me wonder like the longevity of these Joy-Con, right? Like is there going to come a time when Joy-Cons start breaking in that sense, where it's a different kind of stick drift, where it's like, oh, it thinks that I am in mouse mode when I'm not, and just starts kind of going crazy. And then you have to go into some settings and make it never use mouse mode in a game, assuming that that setting is built into certain games, or if it's a console setting, who knows? But yeah, and then along with this, they announced Drag and Drive. Even though
it's an X.
Even though it's an X, Drag and Drive is the name of the game, and it's just a wheelchair basketball kind of game, which like we love seeing inclusivity in games, but this game just looks bad. It doesn't look like a good time. I don't like. I think I said during the direct, it looks like something they threw together last minute. Like, oh shit, we got to showcase mouse controls. Let's have some people work on this for 3 months
or a hackathon for like 2 days, and they're like, all right, everyone, see what you can come up with using mouse controls in 48 hours. And somebody made this tech demo in a generic ass looking warehouse with just like giant arm generic ass looking characters, and cool.
The only thing I do love is the gooseneck. The fact that you got to actually pull up the controller to shoot. Goosenecks all day, baby. Joel knows what I'm talking about.
It's called gooseneck.
Yeah, when you have a good shot, it's supposed to look. That's how you're supposed to release a basketball.
Yeah, I mean, I see it. I've never heard someone. I mean,
Yeah.
I've never heard a lot of people talk about basketball things, but calling it a gooseneck is like, oh, that's new to me. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, that's cool that it's a mouse thing in there. Again, we'll see how many people are using a mouse 2 years from now.
Hold on. There is another game that was just announced.
Big mouse mode, maybe? What was it called?
It is called Mousework. And people, at least an article I was reading about this game, are saying that it's kind of like Snipper Clips 2 in a way. Sharing it on my screen here. It's called Mouse Work, and it's basically the whole game is used in Switch 2 mouse mode, which this is a game that they should have showcased during the fucking event.
Yeah, here's a fun puzzle game that does the
this
thing.
This actually looks entertaining. It's like 4-player co-op. It's just goofy mini games. Like you can see a bunch of pop-ups coming up. You got to close them.
And there's basketball in it.
So it just looks like this would actually be a good time. And like I bought Snipper Clips when the Nintendo Switch 1 came out just because it looked fun. I just liked what I saw. Bought it immediately. I think it was like $20 at launch. This is another game where I could see this being like $30-$40, and I would have a blast playing this with Elise, over a few weekends. But yeah,
this should have been what Nintendo made. This should have been a WarioWare game with mouse controls.
Exactly.
WarioWare. But no, you'll see that in 5 years.
Instead, they made Welcome Park, and you have to pay for it. So,
oh my god, it's so fucking dumb.
Crazy.
That's it. Those are the 9 headlines. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 9.
Very good. Good stuff. All right, moving on to playtime. Talking about playtime. Chad, what is on here?
Ooh, playtime. Well, I did a bunch of Destiny too. Something to note of Destiny is this season has been real fun to play Titan. Lots of like broken cool builds as a Titan. And I've played Titan so much that I went back and like played on my Warlock for just a little bit, and I was like, I forgot how to jump. I forgot how to do my Warlock jump. This feels weird. But yeah, I've been playing a bunch, doing a bunch of Iron Banner, Papa John's. Also, Verdansk is back, baby! And the Warboners played some Warzone Verdansk. What I love about this, so me, Joel, Matt, and Dallas, we have our Gears of Wednesdays that happens on Tuesdays, except when hockey gets canceled, and then hockey gets rescheduled to Tuesday, and then we do it on Thursday, and then it's just back to Thursday. It's weird, but we played some Verdansk, and there's a new mode that gives you mostly bots. It's still like 146 people or something like that, but I think, Joel, you said it was like 25 real people, and then the rest are bots. And it was just like the perfect balance. Oh, here's Joel streaming us playing the other night. It's like the perfect balance of fun and also stress, because you get the fun of just like running around with your friends, being stupid and going back to, Dallas Police Department or dropping over at the dam and like fighting bots, shooting bots occasionally. And the bots are like so recognizable and easy to tell that they're bots, because they'll run up, they'll shoot you for 2 seconds, and then they'll throw a grenade no matter where they are, and then they'll shoot you for 2 more seconds. And they also they seem to spawn out of nowhere. Like rather than actually making bots that like run all over the map, I think they make them spawn periodically around you just to like give you something
they
to do
drop
to keep
in.
the action going.
They drop in.
Oh, they drop in. So they don't spawn out with you, but they drop in occasionally throughout the match.
No. So basically, the way it works is it's the same way we play, where it'll just put bots in a squad. It'll put 4 bots in a squad on their own, and they drop in around the map. It's similar to how Fortnite does it, where it is a squad, but it's of bots, and they just drop in. And then once if you kill one of them, like how if one of us dies, we go to the gulag, have a chance to come back. It's the same way with them. They go to the gulag. You could potentially be fighting a bot in the gulag to get back.
I just feel like there were so many times when we were like, you'd see no one on the UAV, and then suddenly there were like 45 people around you, and I was like, where the fuck did all these people come from?
It's because they trickle in too. So like if you kill one, his squad might not necessarily be right near him. They might be coming from far away and then see that he's down, and then so that's just how it was. And we would kill one, then 3 more would come 5 minutes later, but that one we killed, guess what? He's back from the gulag and he's landing right where he died. So it's just like, I don't know. It's very similar to Fortnite, and that's why me and my friends enjoy playing Fortnite so much, because of the bot aspect, right? Like when Fortnite first came out, it was all human players, and it was very stressful, right? Like getting a win was actually really hard in Fortnite when it came out. And now that bots have been, not if you were me. But now with with the AI, with the bots in there, it's just a ton of fun. I don't care if I win or lose a game, but if me and my squad are getting 25 kills a game like this, it's just entertaining.
Yeah. It was fun as fuck. We did, by the way, we did win. So
We did win.
we cleared that dub with all 4 of us alive at the end too. Pretty dope. Yeah, I had a ton of fun with that. We have 108 days left of Verdansk, I think. So lots more fun to be had. And then I am playing. I think I've talked about, while I'm on the elliptical or whatever cardio machine I'm on that day working out, I'm playing a Pokemon game. So currently that's Pokemon Sword, and I have beat all 8 gyms, and I'm about to figure out what the cause of all of this rumbling is. Like it doesn't seem like the next thing is like, go to beat what's his butt who has the Charizard and be the champion. It's like, no, go figure out what this rumbling is in the mountains, and maybe it's the sword and the shield, and how can it be people but also Pokemon, and it was 1 but it's 2. It's like the same they're asking the same questions every single gym. Like, oh my god, how can there be, and we've come across things that show clearly there are Pokemon. You're like, what? How can it just be 1 man that did all of this, or 1 champion? It's not. It's 2 fucking dogs, bitch. It's a sword dog and a shield dog. Look at the fucking runes.
Read the lore.
Read the lore. But yeah, I'm still enjoying that game a bunch, and that's one that I think has a pretty sizable post game, like not counting the DLC. So maybe
That's got the tower shit in it, right? Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, we'll play some more of that on the plane on Wednesday. That's it. That's it for me.
Very cool. Joel, me and you played only one other game in the last 3 weeks, and it's the same game. So
Assassin's Creed Shadows, baby.
Oh man, we're here stabbing fools in the neck. Having a good time.
Yeah. I'm loving it. Like I said, I'm not crazy far into it. I've just been playing it here and there when I have a few hours. I still haven't even unlocked Samurai, dude. I get their names confused.
Yasuke and Naoe. Yasuke is the samurai, Naoe is the assassin lady.
Yeah, and I didn't know that it was tied to like story. Like I didn't know I had to progress the story. So I've just been like, I get so lost in these games, and I'm doing the thing I shouldn't be doing, because that's why I never finish Assassin's Creed games now, is that I see something and I go do it, and then my whole time is just spent doing side stuff that doesn't matter to the story, and then I get burnt out on the game, and then I stop playing, and I'm like, oh, I'm only 33% through this fucking game, but I'm level 50, and I've done every side thing. I've pet every dog in the game, every cat in the game. It's like, I just need to start mainlining this. I did turn the game down to easy just because playing as, what's her name?
Naoe,
yeah. Because playing as Naoe was a pain in the ass, because from what I understand is they have, obviously one's a ninja, one's a samurai, 2 different play styles, whereas in old Assassin's Creed games, you kind of did both. And yeah, playing as her was hard because I like to just run around slashing things and could not do that. So I just turned the game down to easy, and I'm having fun. Like, it's still a bit of a challenge because of the way I like playing the game, but I've been enjoying it. But yeah, from what I understand is like when you're playing as Yasuke, you like can't even like hide. Like there's like no stealth almost, because he's just like a tank.
He's so big. Just like a tank. You can do it, but it's not great.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited to keep playing and kind of get there.
Yeah, Chad, do this math for me real quick. 2 days, 4 hours, 26 minutes. How many hours is that?
2 days, how many hours?
4 hours, 26 minutes.
52 hours.
52 hours, 26 minutes.
Your boy has played 52 hours of Assassin's Creed Shadows in the last couple of weeks. I just looked it up on my little app thing. I am super into this game. Having a great time. It's that thing where I've always like Joel, I like Assassin's Creed. And I think it's been 2020 since Valhalla, which I did not finish Valhalla because I think Valhalla was too big and too expansive.
I don't think you did finish it.
They said it was going to be shorter than Odyssey, which I did beat all of Odyssey and all the DLC, and that was like 150 hours. It was forever.
I loved Odyssey.
Odyssey was great, but I'm super into this one. I'm having a blast. Yasuke and Naoe, again, I like the 2. There's a lot of story in this game too. Holy shit, there's so much back and forth story with these guys, but they do play completely different. She is more of a traditional, like, Ezio, like, I'm sneaking around using the hidden blade stuff. I'm definitely to the point, though, where I can go into a base as Naoe and kind of take everybody out on my own. You can't do that early on, but you can later. But then, yeah, Yasuke is my dude. It's literally like, I'm going to run through the front door and just kill everybody in the fort. Like, I don't need tools or stealth because I don't do it. And it's such a power fantasy for both of them, because whenever you switch to her, you're like, okay, she's not a tank. She can't run into everything. But it's like, man, dude, I'm like throwing grappling hooks and going up to the high places and throwing kunais at dude's head and assassinating guys from halfway across the map. They both feel super good in their own way. The setting's cool. The game's beautiful as well. Obviously, it's a current gen only game, but it's a beautiful game. I like the setting. It does the thing where, like Ghost of Tsushima. Here's the thing I like this about more than Ghost is that there are seasons in this game. So, like, obviously there's like, oh yeah, all the blossoms from the tree fall down and the wind blows and they all go everywhere. But then it's also like dead of winter. And then it's like, oh, there's frozen lakes and you're walking through the snow and, you know, Yasuke can run through the snow, but Naoe can't because she's itty bitty and he's a massive, huge man. I'm just super into it, man. The characters are fun. And it brings the thing. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say, can we talk about like the targets?
Yes.
All right. So they have a thing where you have 12 main targets. That's the objective of the game, right? Is killing 12 main targets. And I assume that that's essentially the story. I don't know. I'm not far enough in yet. But then they have other side things. Like, so the targets are all in a big circle in your objective thing. But then, like, I was running through a town. I saw an enemy. I was like, oh, I'm going to kill this fucking guy. I kill him. And it's like, oh, you killed fucking Joe Schmo. And Joe Schmo is one of the leaders of this other ring of family. And it's like this other little ring off to the side. And it's like, but you don't know what he does yet. Like you don't know what this other ring is. It's like, then why are you showing me this? Like, what the fuck? I just wanted to kill that guy because he was an enemy. And now you're saying like, oh, that's actually part of a side quest that you could be doing, but you don't have it yet. It's like,
Joel,
what the hell?
It goes all the way to the top. It goes all the way to the top. No, yeah, that's the fun thing where it's like, yeah, you have basically, you know, you meet these characters and you get side missions and you get main missions and everything is like, here's a ring of a bunch of dudes or women you need to assassinate. And then it's like, here's a smaller group. These smaller groups are all populated around your main quest menu, but it's all like a bunch of circles of like people you need to assassinate. And then also it's like, you have your circle of friends at a certain point because you start building out, hey, God, the Brotherhood is back. You literally build a team of like other assassins you can call in to do stuff like in the Ezio games like Brotherhood and all that. So yeah, there's just circles of either friends or people I need to kill, and that just fills out your entire menu or your like your quest objective menu thing. But yeah, I love how it's, oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, it almost feels like they wanted the Nemesis system but couldn't have it in a way, right? With how many fucking targets there are, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. But then I also just love how this map, once you level up and you can go more places, is not stupid big like the other ones. It's expansive and there's definitely plenty of fun places to go, but it's not, there's no like big boat. Cause like that was the thing about Valhalla where it was like, man, you're in all these rivers in Europe and you just like up and down these rivers like constantly. Let me go to Worcestershire or whatever the fuck is my Viking boat. And you're not doing that. You're just like on your horse, you're going to places, you unlock the fast travel, you back and forth. I'm adoring it. So super into it. Good game. Good video game. Joel, keep playing it. So there again, I've said this before talking about Ghost of Tsushima. There is a story mission, like follow the main story mission, and then you'll do a mission, then you'll be able to have Yasuke. And then you can switch back and forth as much as you want. So I would just say keep doing the main stuff until you get Yasuke, then you can fuck off and do whatever you want.
Cool.
And then you can build out your base. Oh yeah, you don't even have the base building yet. Yeah, you can build a base.
I have the base building stuff.
Okay. I didn't know if you did or not. But yeah, very cool. That's it for us though. So we're gonna move on to Chad. I'm highlighting it.
Oh, is it? Oh, we don't have any other quests. A segment from Adam. I'm loving it.
Nice, I love it. Yeah, so segment, I'm just going over the best games of March. I haven't actually checked in on our Fantasy Critic, but I'm sure I'm winning. It's fine. So
What
these
is
are the.
that, Joel?
Oh yeah, that's from McDonald's.
Is that
It's
I'm
Minecraft.
loving it.
Minecraft McDonald's fries? Is that what that is?
Yeah, it's a Minecraft. Hold on.
Oh, bring
Oh my
us
God,
your
and
Minecraft.
Today I made a group chat photo out of McDonald's Funko Pops for all.
Oh, it's the Hamburglar.
That's dope.
He's a
It's on
zombie.
the brain today.
Oh, very cool. So yeah, best games from March of this year. Split Fiction at a 91. You two need to finish that because it's a good game apparently.
Yeah, we do. Fuck. Maybe we should do that on Sunday, Joel.
There you go.
Yeah, I can confirm we're not going to do that other thing that I said we might do. So
holding secrets from the podcast. Xenoblade Chronicles X remaster at an 86. Two Point Museum at an 85. Assassin's Creed Shadow at an 81. WWE 2K25 at an 80. And Wander Stop also at an 80. Talking about Game of the Year stuff and it seems to me like Split Fiction is a must play for basically everybody.
Yeah.
Even though a recording date, it's April 7th, there are already a bunch of games that are reviewing as high as Split Fiction in the month of April. So apparently a good month coming up. But Split Fiction seems need to be one. Again, Joel, let's get through Assassin's Creed, have a good time. These other games are awesome and stuff, but I don't know how much list those are going to be on. Like, I love the 2 Point games, but that's not going to be in anybody's Game of the Year list. And I don't care about Xenoblade Chronicles, even though people like this one. So play Split Fiction, everybody. Play it on Switch 2 when it comes out, or just play it now. Why wait? That is my segment.
A segment. All right, it's time for Game On Game Show. The Game On Game Show, we play a game called Game On the Game Show on our game show. Game. We're playing a new game today. This one is a game for Adam.
Okay.
Whose objective judge about whether or not you will actually beat this game, Adam, is Joel. And I am just the game master. So this game is called Qbert, I Choose You. And it's just a game about, you're going to build yourself a little team of 6 video game Pokemon. And you're building your Pokemon team to go and battle the Elite Four. And so I want you to pick non-Pokemon video game characters to fill out.
What does Qbert have to do with it?
He's just a non-Pokemon video game character.
Okay, gotcha.
So you're gonna pick 6 video game characters to go battle the Elite Four, and we're just gonna do one battle. So we're gonna pretend this is your rival at the end of the Elite Four that you're gonna battle. So you're gonna pick your 6. We'll lock that in. I already have 6 people chosen that your rival has, and then Joel, with his extensive knowledge of how Pokemon works and being able to, figure out typing and things like that, we're gonna match up our battles and see whether or not you're actually able to beat the Elite Four.
I was gonna say, what if we have duplicates, but you can have duplicate Pokemon, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. So if you have the same person fighting the same person, that's totally fine.
Master
Just
Chief
for
6 times.
Accountability,
Fill my party.
I'm gonna send a screenshot of what I've got to Joel, so that he knows that I'm not just like picking shit just to counter you.
Joel, you gonna show me the list?
Coming in as well.
Yeah. Oh, you
I'm not gonna
texted
show you
it
the
to me.
list. Yeah,
Okay, I got it.
So yeah.
Is there any
don't show it to
parameters,
Adam.
or am I just picking random people?
You are picking whoever you want to fill out your 6. Now, Joel's going to be the judge of whether one would beat the other.
Okay.
And you can, you mentioned Master Chief, Joel. Like, maybe Master Chief is a steel type. And if he's fighting against fucking, I don't know, Kazooie, that's a flying type. And who knows which one's good against the other one or something. Whatever this might be. So Joel's going to be the judge of whether or not one would beat the other.
Oh,
And
real quick
Joel,
question.
You're going to take your oath as a judge to be as objective as possible.
Yeah, don't be
Scout's
that guy.
honor.
Scout's honor. Is there like a crazy power curve on this one? Like, if I pick a normal man, but he's a video game character, is it just like you're going to lose automatically? Or is it, I guess if Joel likes that answer, he could possibly win?
It's up to Joel.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe I really like Halo.
Yeah, that's true. Could do that. Let me know when you're ready, Chad.
All right, so go ahead. What are your 6, Adam? Who are your 6 Pokemon?
Because it's on the brain. First up, I'm going to pick... Ooh, who do I want to pick? Do I want him or do I want that one?
You should probably just go with like a Splatoon Inkling. You'll win.
Really?
Oh no, I got painted. Ooh.
I got painted all over me. Okay, this is a weird one, but Joel, you'll be with me. This person has a bunch of power through the computer, so they're not physical, but they have a lot of power. I'm picking Cortana from Halo.
Ooh, Cortana. Okay.
Why not? I could throw a wrench in something. Next up, I'm going to pick Arthur Morgan. Look, I don't know if normal human beings have a chance or not, but Arthur Morgan's a badass with that 6-shooter, so I think that'll work out just fine. Cortana, Arthur Morgan. Give me next, being the real Bulbasaur of the team, Cal Kestis. Cal Kestis, he's a Jedi. He's got magic powers. That's a strong boy. Next, I want to pick... Chad, you're going to have to help me on this one. Which one is the better Uncharted girl? Nadine, right? The British one?
Oh, Nadine versus who? Chloe or versus Elena?
No, which one is the better one? Who's the British girl from 2? Who's also in the other games?
Chloe.
Chloe. I want Chloe. Chloe from Uncharted, just because, we've talked about it. We're into Chloe. It's fine. I have 2 more, huh?
Yep.
Just give me Kratos, because he's literally a god who kills gods, so that seems like that's going to be pretty powerful. And then what's just a fun one? I just want to pick an Adam one, just having a good time. Give me... I don't know his name. I think it's like the Prince Cosmo or something. Give me the guy from Katamari Damacy. I forget. It's like the Prince or some shit like that.
Katamari Damacy. Okay, hold on.
The guy from Katamari Damacy.
From Katamari Damacy.
He was like the Prince of the Cosmos or some shit.
The green pillhead, Prince of all cosmos?
That's the guy. Give me that guy from Katamari
Remember,
Damacy.
You're relying on Joel's knowledge of what
that one's just for
capable
fun.
Of.
That one's just fun. Joel, it's the guy from Katamari Damacy. He rolls up the entire universe into a ball. Just remember that. That's that man's power.
Okay.
There we go. That's my team.
You've chosen your 6. Your team is Cortana, Arthur Morgan, Cal Kestis, Chloe Frazier, Kratos, and the Prince of all cosmos. Now, we're going to do this the same way that you would in Pokemon. You're going to choose who's your starter Pokemon, and then you'll go up against your rival, and they will throw out their predetermined already first one. So, Joel, it's going to be in that order that I'm going to bring out Pokemon.
Okay.
And then, Adam, you will get the opportunity. If you win against that Pokemon, we'll have an opportunity that says, Chad is about to put in blank. Do you want to change your person? And then you'll have the opportunity to change your person. If you lose, then you just got to pick whoever's next to go up against the person that just beat your ass.
Okay. This guy is just here from XP farming. I don't actually know his power or how good he is. We're going to put Prince of all cosmos from Katamari Damacy. He's going first.
All right. Prince of all cosmos is going first. Your rival throws out Goku.
Video game character?
Yeah.
Prince of all cosmos versus
Goku.
I was hoping something was going to load.
Versus Goku. Joel, what's this battle look like and who walks out?
I think Goku takes this. I think
this is the problem is that like if I just said Goku and Superman, I would automatically win just based on bullshit. So it's going to be hard to get past Goku.
Yeah, I think without a doubt Goku takes this one because he's fucking Goku, dude. His power's over 9,000. You know what I mean? The fuck is the Prince of all cosmos, huh? He's just a little pill guy, a little pill head. How big can his whole gape? How big can that whole gape?
The whole universe, though. He can gape the entire universe, I will say.
I don't know. I think Goku transcends time and space.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's fine. I didn't think this guy was just for fun. But it is like, God, Goku. Here we go. It's going to be Goku. It's going to be Superman. It's going to be fucking Invincible. It's just going to be all of these guys who are super fucking strong.
This is the rival at the end of the Elite Four. So, like, it's supposed to be the hardest battle.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, Goku definitely wins. Sorry.
All right. Prince of all cosmos fainted. Who are you going to replace Prince of all cosmos with to take on Goku?
I got to put Kratos out there.
All right. Kratos is out there. All right, Joel.
Kratos is out here. Kratos versus Goku. This is a hard one because both kind of gods in their own right. You know what I mean? Goku has died multiple times and come back to life. Like this is just fact, right? That's where Dragon Ball Z starts. He's dead, making his way back to life again. Kratos, cool dude. He's good dad, great dad at times, bad dad at other times. Also birthed a godchild in Loki. Spoilers. This is hard. I think this is a hard one. This is going to be a good battle, but I think Kratos comes out on top on this one. I think at the end of the day, when the dust settles, Kratos is going to come out on top for one reason: love. That reason is love.
Wow. Goku doesn't have love.
I want to watch that movie.
Yeah. All right, Chad. Kratos has defeated Goku.
Goku fainted. Your rival is about to send out Master Chief. Do you want to swap your Pokemon or do you want to keep Kratos?
Give me Cortana. This is the perfect matchup. This is the perfect matchup.
Right, Adam puts in Cortana. Master Chief is thrown out.
You want to know? I'm going to tell you, Cortana wins this 9 out of 10 times. Cortana wins. Because Master Chief could never. He is in love with Cortana. He would rather kill himself, shoot himself in the head, than have to be the one to take Cortana's, I guess, life. I don't know.
He
She's
literally
just
won't
fucking
do
AI.
it. He literally hasn't
Yeah.
done it on multiple occasions. Yeah, he will not do it.
Not only will he not do it, she will not let him do it because she is borderline controlling everything he does. So, if anything, it's a mind fuck. Cortana gets in his brain and has him just kill himself before he can kill her. If he were to decide to want to kill her. Yeah, this is another love story. Cortana wins because of love,
Love
but not
wins,
because of
baby.
her love for, but not because of her love for Master Chief, because of his love for her.
All right. Master Chief has fainted. So right now, you've only got one faint. Your rival has two. Your rival's about to send out Kratos. Adam, do you want to switch your Pokemon or do you want to keep Cortana?
No, see, then it's like, do we just put Kratos versus Kratos and then who's wins? Here's the thing. I want to have fun and have all my Pokemon come out. So we're going to do Kratos against Chloe from Uncharted. Maybe love prevails again.
Kratos versus Chloe Fraser
no.
from Uncharted.
I'm going to tell you right now, Adam, Kratos wins. I don't know what the fuck you were thinking picking Chloe from Uncharted in this.
Just because it was fun.
Yeah, I know it was fun, but I have, like, how do I make this fun? Kratos is just going to fucking mop the floor with her
Kratos
body.
falls for women so easy, though, dude. Constantly. Every woman that talks to him, he's like, oh, yeah, I'm here.
He did have a lot of hot tub scenes.
No, Kratos is definitely winning. You should have just put Kratos against Kratos.
I mean, that's what I'm about to do now. I'm pulling out my Kratos against your Kratos.
All right, Chloe fainted. Who do you want to send in?
Yeah, Kratos versus Kratos. Get it over
All right,
with.
Kratos v. Kratos.
All right. This is probably the longest battle the world has ever seen. Kratos versus Kratos. But what it comes down to is, Adam, I'm going to let you choose. And Chad cannot choose the same Kratos. Which version of Kratos are you selecting? From which game? Keep in mind, I've only played the new games, so you have two options.
Oh, man. Okay. If I'm going to have to... Ooh. Okay, here's what I'll do. I'm picking Kratos from 2018 because he literally kills a man who can't be killed in Baldur. He literally punches a man to death who cannot be killed. If you think about Ragnarok, like, he doesn't even finish Odin. You know what I'm saying? Like, other people kill the other gods. So, Kratos from 2018.
Right. Chad, do you have any argument for Kratos from, 2020?
I'm picking Kratos from God of
2022?
War 3 because Kratos from 2018 already is a changed man who's holding back in front of his son. Kratos from God of War 3 is a man who's on he's on a rampage. He's killing everything and everyone in sight. If you've ever played that game, it is like the most gruesome way to murder all these people, bashing their skulls into rocks and shit like that. So that's the one I'm picking.
Lucky for me,
He also
Joel
gets
hasn't
stabbed
played
by
it.
Zeus's sword.
Yeah, that was
and
it too.
then comes back
That was
to
cool.
like pulls it out of himself and comes back to life.
That was cool.
Well, Chad, that does sound awesome. That's not my Kratos. My Kratos is, in fact, 2018 Kratos,
All right.
who loves his child. And because of love, Kratos from 2018's God of War comes out on top and defeats God of War 3's Kratos. Chad.
God of War 3, Kratos has fainted. Your rival is about to send in Ganondorf.
Ganon.
Kratos, you want to swap?
No, again, I want it to be fun. We're going to do Cal Kestis. He's coming out next. This man has
Cal
powers.
Kestis versus Ganondorf.
So here's the thing, all right? I know so little about Legend of Zelda lore, it's crazy. Like I enjoy playing some of the games, but I don't know, like, Chad, you got to tell me, like, how powerful is Ganondorf? Like, I understand Calamity, right? He can take over essentially, I guess, I don't know, is that the whole world in that case? The universe? I have no idea. And kind of affect things. But tell me, how powerful is Ganondorf? I already know all about Cal Kestis, Adam. You don't need to...
To be honest, I'm kind of right there with you. I don't know. He's a dude that says a man, and sometimes he turns into a pig or a big giant monster, or sometimes
He does get beat by a slight boy often. A very small, skinny boy beats him
that was-
often.
Power of light and love, though.
Yeah, well, you know.
Okay, all right. If you're going by light, then I think Cal Kestis wins this one too. The man has the fourth. The Metachlorian counts are through the roof with
His
that
M
boy.
count is crazy.
Yeah. Honestly, I would like to see Cal Kestis versus Link. I think that would be the better argument here because I think Link could take Ganondorf down every time, undefeated. Link is undefeated against Ganondorf. I don't see why Cal Kestis wouldn't do the same.
All right. Ganondorf has fainted. But we do have a good guy coming in. Doom Guy
Ooh, I almost picked Doom
is
Guy.
next. Do you want to keep Cal Kestis out, or do you want to swap your Pokemon?
How many do you have left?
2.
Again, I'm doing this just for fun.
And you've got Cortana, Arthur Morgan, Cal Kestis, and Kratos left.
Yeah, I'm bringing in Arthur Morgan just because we haven't seen him yet.
All right. Doom Guy versus Arthur Morgan.
I know that it's just a modern guy with guns and then an old guy with guns, but we got to have fun here. So
This is a bloodbath. And it's a one-sided bloodbath. Doom Guy is literally in a fucking future tech suit, just blasting limbs off of Arthur Morgan left and right. Every limb on Arthur Morgan is gone, and Arthur Morgan is just a chicken nugget on land right now. He is just flopping around like a fish, trying to gnaw at the ankles of Doom Guy. But nope, Doom Guy 100% coming out on top in this one.
I don't know if it's accurate to say Arthur Morgan has fainted, but Arthur Morgan's no longer in the fight, for sure. All right,
he
so
fainted
that
from that
means,
TB.
Arthur Morgan's gone. Who do you want to replace him against Doom Guy? Cortana,
So-
Cal Kestis, Kratos.
That's the thing here. Which Doom Guy are we playing with? What game? What era?
Whatever one Joel is familiar with.
Let's do
I'm familiar with both the new games.
I want to
tell
do
you that.
Cortana because he is more tech.
Or if you want to make it spicy, you could say the new Doom game coming out that none of us
We
have
don't
played.
even know exactly. No, I want to do Cortana just because this new Doom guy does have a lot of tech stuff, and her being an AI, maybe fuck with his tech stuff a little bit. We'll see. Cortana.
Cortana versus Doom Guy, undisclosed which Doom Guy. Yeah, I don't know. This is a tough one, right? Because Doom Guy. Okay, so the argument was Master Chief could not take out Cortana because of love, right? But not because he didn't want to take her out. Doom Guy is essentially Master Chief, but different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Another green guy.
He's essentially Master Chief, but different. So I think Doom Guy.
Well, here's
Through
Joel.
it-
I will argue there's nothing to rip and tear. She doesn't have a physical body.
I mean, that data's somewhere. If Master Chief Master Chief was presented the opportunity to kill Cortana multiple times, right? I forget where he took her, but he took her somewhere that would have essentially deleted her, and he said, "No, fuck that. I'm on the run now." So I think Doom Guy. There's a whole game where Doom Guy is trying to get to the center of Cortana, who is fucking up his life, trying to end him, more or less, sending all these demons at him to stop him, but he's getting there. He's getting to the core, the AI Cortana core, and he is going to grapple hook to it, and he is going to rip that fucking thing to shreds. He's going to crush it
Ooh.
with
Ouch.
his fist. And yeah, that is the end of Cortana.
Cortana
In
has
this battle.
fainted. Cal Kestis and Kratos. Which one would you like to send in against Doom Guy?
Cal Kestis.
Cal Kestis
Kestis
versus
Doom
Doom
Guy.
Guy. So this is an interesting battle because Doom Guy armored, Cal Kestis not armored, but also has the Force, which is insanely powerful. All right.
The M count.
So the Metachlorians will prevail in this battle, and here's why: because Doom Guy, that armor, all metal, right? Who knows what Cal can do with that metal? He can just yank that metal with the Force. He yanks the chest piece in the metal with the Force, and it just yanks his whole body. His limbs stay put, but he just yanks his whole chest.
Shit.
Yeah.
He
Fatality.
not decapitates, but detorsitates.
Yeah.
Detorcitate. That's exactly what he does.
Fatality.
All right. Doom Guy has fainted. We are now to your rival's final Pokemon. This is maybe the Mewtwo of Pokemon. Well, Mewtwo is a Pokemon, but the Mewtwo of other video game characters. Created in a lab, frustration and vengeance driven by a confusion over why they exist. It's Sephiroth. Do you want to switch your Pokemon?
No, I'm going to keep Sword Boy versus Sword Boy. Let's go.
Sword Boy versus Sword Boy.
Sephiroth is going to come out on top in this. And the only reason is because that sword long. That sword long, buddy. That sword long. He's got the reach.
He
That's
couldn't
all I
even kill
got.
Mario, you know? He had a chance and he didn't even stab Mario with it.
Mario jump on Blade, run up Blade.
No, he went through his overalls and he didn't kill him. Yeah, throwing Kratos. That's the last one I got. That's all we got to do.
All
Kratos
right,
versus
Cal
Sephiroth.
Kestis is fainted. Sephiroth versus Kratos.
It all comes down to this. While yes, that sword long. That's a strong argument. That is a strong argument, Chad. That sword long. I think what happens in this battle is Sephiroth is playing mind games, right? He plays a lot of mind games in Final Fantasy. He is going to kidnap Atreus, right?
Oh, shit.
And make him his little bitch minion. There's a word in there. There's a combo. He's a little bitch, right? He's making Atreus a little bitch. Even though Atreus is a god, he's still young, naive. He doesn't know the full extent to his powers yet. So Sephiroth's holding him hostage, and Kratos, he wants that boy. He wants his boy back. So Kratos is coming. They're going to be fighting. This fight's taking years, right? Because every time Kratos gets Sephiroth down, Sephiroth just he fucking gets the fuck out of there. He leaves.
He does run
every
away
time.
a lot. Yeah,
Yep,
that's true.
he runs away a lot. So Kratos, over the years, is going to be coming at Sephiroth. They're going to fight many battles. And then many times it's going to look like Kratos is going to win, but Sephiroth is just going to dip. He's out. He's out of there. Nope. See you in another year, buddy. Come find your child. But in the end, Kratos, he's got them. It all comes down to reach. That sword long. Guess what's longer? The fucking chains of Chains of Olympus.
Yeah, Chains of Olympus. Mm-hmm. Long
He's going to
chains.
use those things.
They're all the same thing.
Yeah.
Blades of Chaos. He's going to use those, and he is going to take the sword from Sephiroth's hands with the Blades of Chaos, and then he's going to murder him with his own sword. He's going to throw it like it's the Leviathan axe, and then the sword's going to come back to him, and this is going to make a whole new game where Kratos now wields Sephiroth's sword, and he has a giant black wing grow from his back.
Oh shit, he's just Sephiroth now.
Yeah, and that's it. That's
Congratulations. Sephiroth has fainted. We have a new Pokemon champion, Adam Gumbert. Congratulations.
Beat Gary's ass or whatever his name
Seems
is.
like he was a good guy to go with. So good choice.
Yeah, I should have just picked Superman and Goku, and I wouldn't have lost anybody.
Well, we saw Goku die. Who did Goku die to? Kratos?
To Kratos, yeah.
Yeah, definitely not Chloe.
Yeah, I thought.
Dope. Cool. Well, thanks. That's it for Game on Game Show. That is it for episode 390 of Respawn Aim Fire. Reminder, you are playing this month. All of you out there listening to this, watching this, you are playing The Outer Worlds. The Outer Worlds.
Say
If you start playing your game...
Two more times?
Worlds.
There
If
you
you
go.
start playing the game and it doesn't tell you what to do and you're confused as shit and you're like, why does this game exist? You're playing Wilds and that's the wrong game. Play Outer Worlds. That's the one we're playing this month. If you want to be on the podcast and talk about it, hit us up. We'd love to have you. If you want to just send in your thoughts to us, hit us up. We'd love to feature your thoughts. If you want to vote on next month's game, what we're playing in May, you can go to patreon.com/respawn-aim-fire and you are going to sub there for $1. And that will get you the ability to choose that game next month when that poll comes out. It will also get you the ability to watch all of the Rafter Darks, including the most recent Patreon exclusive for the month of April, the one about dreams and dream homes. And we get some whack-ass dreams out there. It's pretty great. So go watch Rafter Dark. If you are not a patron, you actually now have access to the one that the Poppers was about. It is a very special Rafter Dark. I cannot wait. It's all about weddings and poppers, and sometimes they go hand in hand.
And VCRs.
And
Rewinding.
VCRs. Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. So go check that out. That is now available for everyone on YouTube and podcast services as well. And that's it. If you haven't checked it out yet, and you for some reason haven't consumed any Switch 2 knowledge before watching this and hearing our things, you can go watch us react to the Switch 2 live announcement. That's up right now on podcast and YouTube as well. That's it. Thanks everybody for watching, for listening. Until next time, here's our usual sign off. That sword long.